So the Gemara asks this that we could read the Megillah besides the days that are listed in the Megillah, the 14th and the 15th. Hey Remiza, where is that Merumaz in the Megillah? Amar Roshon Bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Kra. The pasuk says, "L'kayim as yimei hapurim ha'ela b'zmaneihem, zmanim harbe tiknu lahem." So the pasuk says to establish the days of these days of Purim b'zmaneihem, in their times. So because the word that's used is their times and not times. So the limit that we learned out is the extra days. Zmanim harbe tiknu lahem. Right, because it says their times. So their times means that it's more than just one time. Many times. Multiple times. And
not only you diligent as well.
Right, so we would need that just because it's more than one day, it's just 2 days. Imkain lemakra zman. So the Gemara answers back, we would just be able to say zman, the time, in the time, and the time would include both those days. My zmanehem, zmanim tuva. When we say their times, obviously there are different times. So in their times, zmanim tuva, many times, there's multiple times, more than one time. Lakatmi baile, zmane shalzeh, loik zmane shalzeh. Right, and we use it to say that the time for the guy in the kfar is not like the time for the guy in the city. Imkain lemakro zmanam. So the Gemara asks, so why isn't it just say zmanam? My zmanehem shmas mino kulo. Ema zmanam tuva zmanehem dumya de zmanam. Ma zmanam trey. Just like zmanam, the 14th and 15th is 2. Av zmanehem trey. So if we say these times are like those times, so these times have to be the same amount as those times. Maybe we just need that to tell us the 12 and 13. How do we know the 11? Rav Shmuel bar Yitzchak said Yud Gimel was the day of gathering. The day of gathering.
The original day.
Right. It was the day that we got together to kill our enemies. Right? That was the 13th. So that was the actual Nes of Purim was on the 13th. So we don't need a pasuk. You don't need a pasuk to tell us that the 13th, which is the actual day of Purim, would be included. Right? So the 14th and 15th, we need the pasuk to tell us. And now we have 2 days that are just like those 2 days. So we go back to 11 and 12. Because 13 we already know. Yeah. Frankly, Gemara, maybe the extra 2 days that we're talking about are the 16th and 17th. And from the Gemara, v'lo yaver ksiv. In the pasuk says these are days of Purim, v'lo yaver, and we can't pass them. Okay, so that's the Chazar. Now we're gonna go weiter. Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani Omar Krov. Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani says, the pasuk says, Ka yomim asher nochu bahem haYehudim. Ka yomim, like these days, asher nochu bahem haYehudim, that the Jews rested. Yomim, ka yomim l'rabbos yud aleph v'yud beis. So basically, Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani is learning the same thing, but he's learning it from a different place. He's learning it from the pasuk that says Ka yomim. The pasuk in the Megillah says, like on these days that the Jews rested, from the fact that we could have said on the days, Yomim. The pasuk could have said Yomim asher nochu bahem haYehudim. Right? But it doesn't say Yomim, it doesn't say the days, it says Ka Yomim, like those days. So whenever the pasuk uses, and anywhere in Tanakh, the pasuk uses an extra letter, like there's a limit, there's something to learn from it. So Reb Shmuel bar Nachmani doesn't like the way we did it. He did it a whole different way. Ka yomim. L'rabbis yudal v'yud beis. Right. So he's using the same thing to learn the 11 and 12 from this pasuk of Ka yomim. Frak the Gemara. Ve'ema tresot leisar. The same question that we asked before in Reb Shimon bar Abba, we're asking on Reb Shmuel bar Nachmani. Maybe
The extra letter.
maybe the extra letter of
He's coming just to teach us on 12 and 13.
Reb Shmuel bar Yitzchak Yud Gimel Zman Kila Kolhi V'Loi Tzarech L'Rabuy. Same question, same answer. Right? The same question is, how do we know it's not coming to add 11 and 12? No, how do we know that it's coming to add 12 and 13 and not 11 and 12? Because Yud Gimel is...
The original gathering day.
And that was an Asa Purim, so we don't need a pasuk to tell us that that's the day that Purim happened on. Ve'ema Shitza v'Shivsar, same question. Maybe it's coming to teach us that the 16th and 17th is 14th and 15th. Another 2 days is 16th and 17th, and that's when. And for the Gemara, same answer, v'lo ya'avar ksif. Okay, so basically the same thing, but just from a whole different pasuk. So now the Gemara asks, Reb Shimon bar Nachmani, my time aloi amar bizman ehem. He learned the same limud. Why couldn't he learn it from the same pasuk that we learned it from Zman Ehem? And for the Gemara, Zmanam Zman Ehem loy mashmalei. He didn't like that limud. He didn't feel that learning so much from the word Zman Ehem, which went from Zman to Zmanam to Zman Ehem, was this wasn't his mahalach. Reb Shimon bar Abba, my time aloi amar mikayamim. So now the Gemara goes and switches the whole thing around. So Reb Shimon bar Abba, why couldn't he learn the same diuk from kayamim? Amar lecha hahu l'dairasu. Diksiv, right? Because his answer would be that we need the kayamim. The word kayamim, we need that to teach us l'dairos, that we're keeping Purim like for generations. So he's using the kayamim like on the days, basically that now we keep Purim like on the days that the names happen. Exactly. Kayamim. Right, so now you're going to say kayamim b'zman. That's going to be your...
No, that's what he's learning. That's the limud from the car.
Right,
there is Bayam Haim, Umbazman there's different verses.
Right.
Yeah,
some people, there's a different, say, Bazman. Amar Rabba Baba Chana, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Baba Chana says in the Rabbi Yochanan, Zu Divrei Rabbi Akiva Stim Toy. So usually a plain Mishnah, an authorless Mishnah that is pretty much a Rabbi Meir. So Rabbi Bar Chana is saying that he has a Messiah that this is actually Rabbi Kiva. The Dar Zman Zmanam Zmanehem. This whole limit of Zman Zmanehem is Rabbi Akiva. Al Chachamim Aimrim Ein Karin Oisa El Bezmana. By Chachamim learned that we could only read the Megillah Bizman, which is the 14th and the 15th. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Emasai, Meisvei. Oh, so the Gemara asks a kasha on this. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Emasai that. When we say Emasai what? Emasai that the people from Kfarim could read Megillah in a different time, and the people from different places, and we have 11, 12, and 13. Emasai, when is all of this? Bisman Shashon Keteknan. That's when the years are set. V'Yisrael Shurin Al Admosam, and the Yidden are all living on their own land. Avol Bisman Hazeh Hoylu Mustaklim Bo Ein Karin Oisa El Bismana. But Bisman Hazeh, since what Rashi basically says Mustaklim Bo is that people look at Purim and they say, okay, 30 days from now is Pesach. It's very important because you have to finish all the Bronfen or whatever before Pesach. You have 30 days. So people, because people look at whenever whenever Purim is, it's 30 days to Pesach. So it's very important because like Pesach, you end up like being over like Issa Daraisas and all that.
Right, so they start, let's say Yud Aleph is Purim, then they'll have Pesach, Yud Aleph, Nisan, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right, and then they have like they'll end up like the Shmuel Kunda tape, like the longest Pesach
the
ever.
night of Yid start. But there he made it a day longer.